Did you know that you could be hosting unwanted guests in your body right now? It's an unsettling thought, but the reality is that many of us could be unknowingly living with parasitic worms. These sneaky invaders can cause symptoms that are often overlooked or mistaken for other health issues, making it challenging to identify their presence. From digestive distress to unexplained fatigue, the signs can vary widely. In the next few minutes, we'll guide you through 10 signs that could indicate you have worms living inside you. Starting with number 10, abdominal pain. This discomfort in your belly isn't just because you've eaten one too many slices of pizza. It could be a sign of worms. These unwelcome guests can cause abdominal pain due to their movement and feeding activities. As they navigate through your guts, they can cause irritation and inflammation, leading to discomfort. Now, this isn't your run-of-the-mill bellyache. The pain caused by worms can come and go, making it feel intermittent. One moment you're fine and the next you're clutching your stomach in agony. The intensity can also vary. It can range from a mild discomfort that's easily brushed off, to a sharp, severe pain that can stop you in your tracks. It's important to note that abdominal pain can be caused by a variety of factors, not just worms. But if it's persistent and you can't seem to pinpoint why, it might be worth considering a visit to your doctor. So consistent abdominal pain could be a sign that you're hosting these uninvited guests. On to number 9, unexpected weight loss. This sign might be a little surprising. When you think of losing weight, the first thing that comes to mind probably isn't worms. But here's the thing, these pesky parasites have a knack for leeching off their hosts. Yes, that's us. When worms make themselves at home in our bodies, they start to consume the nutrients from the food we eat. Imagine having an uninvited guest at your dinner table, gobbling up your meal before you even have a chance to take a bite. That's essentially what these worms are doing. They're taking the nourishment meant for us, leaving us with fewer calories to absorb. Over time, this can lead to noticeable weight loss. So if your clothes are fitting a little looser and you haven't been trying to shed pounds, don't celebrate just yet. If you're losing weight without trying, it might be worth considering that worms could be the cause. Coming in at number 8 is fatigue. Now, we're not talking about the kind of tiredness you feel after a long day of work or a strenuous workout. This is a kind of persistent fatigue that lingers, regardless of how much sleep you get or how well you eat. The reason why this happens is because worms can severely affect your body's ability to absorb nutrients. Imagine your body as a high-performance car. It needs fuel to run, right? Well, that fuel is the nutrients from your food. But if worms are present, they could be hogging all the good stuff, leaving your body running on fumes. Moreover, worms can also cause anemia, a condition characterized by a deficiency of red cells or of hemoglobin in the blood. This can lead to a lack of energy and make you feel tired all the time. Persistent fatigue, despite adequate rest and nutrition, might be a sign of a worm infection. So, if you're feeling constantly worn out, it could be more than just a busy lifestyle. At number 7, we have skin rashes. Now, this might be surprising to some of you, but certain types of worms can indeed be the culprits behind those unexplained skin rashes. These worms, such as hookworms or roundworms, could enter your body through various means. Once inside, they may cause allergic reactions which can result in rashes on your skin. This happens because your immune system perceives these worms as foreign invaders and responds accordingly. This immune response often manifests itself in the form of skin rashes. These rashes can appear in various forms, from small red bumps to large inflamed patches, and can be itchy or painful. They might appear and disappear at random, making them hard to connect with a parasitic infection. So, if you have been dealing with persistent, unexplained skin rashes, it might be more than just an allergy or a skin condition. It could well be a sign of these pesky parasites. Unexplained skin rashes could be a sign of these pesky parasites. Halfway through our list at number 6, we have digestive issues. Digestive problems are a common symptom of a parasitic worm infection. When worms inhabit your gut, they can disrupt the natural flow of your digestive system. This disruption can lead to a variety of problems. For instance, you might experience bouts of diarrhea. Parasitic worms can cause inflammation and irritation in your intestines that result in frequent loose stools. On the flip side, worms can also cause constipation. They may block the passage of waste in your intestines, leading to irregular bowel movements. In addition, you might find yourself dealing with an uncomfortable amount of gas. Worms can cause changes in your gut flora, leading to increased gas production. So if you've been dealing with ongoing digestive problems that don't seem to have an obvious cause, don't rule out the possibility of a worm infection. If you're experiencing ongoing digestive problems, it's possible that worms are to blame. Now let's move on to the top 5 signs. Starting with sign number 5, changes in appetite. This can be a very telling sign. If you suddenly find yourself either ravenous all the time or completely indifferent to food, it could be a sign of parasitic worms. These critters can mess with your body's ability to absorb nutrients, leading to these drastic shifts in your eating habits. Moving on to the 4th sign, trouble sleeping. It might seem unrelated, but parasitic infections can disrupt your sleep patterns. You might find yourself waking up frequently during the night or feeling restless and unable to settle down. This is because some types of worms are nocturnal, and their activity can cause discomfort and disrupt your sleep. The 3rd sign to watch for is itching in the anal or vaginal area. This can be quite an uncomfortable sign. Many types of worms, especially pinworms, lay their eggs in these areas, causing intense itching. If you're experiencing persistent itching in these areas, it could be a sign that worms are present. Coming in at number 2, visible worms in stool. This might be a bit unsettling, but it's a clear sign of a worm infestation. If you spot tiny, white thread-like worms in your stool, it's likely that you have worms. This is a pretty clear sign, and if you see this, it's definitely time to consult a healthcare professional. And finally, the number 1 sign that you might have worms living inside you: immune system issues. Parasitic worms can wreak havoc on your immune system. You might find yourself getting sick more often, battling recurrent infections, or feeling generally run down. This is because the worms are taking up resources that your body needs to fight off illness. In conclusion, these top 5 signs, changes in appetite, trouble sleeping, itching in the anal or vaginal area, visible worms in stool, and immune system issues are all indicative of a possible worm infestation. Remember, these signs are just potential indicators. If you're experiencing any of these symptoms persistently, it's crucial to consult a healthcare provider to get a proper diagnosis. These are the top 5 signs that could suggest you have worms living inside you. So, there you have it. 10 signs that you might have worms living inside you. We began our journey with abdominal pain, an often overlooked symptom that can sometimes indicate the presence of these unwanted guests. This discomfort in your stomach region could be a clear sign that something is not right. Then we moved on to an unexpected weight loss. If you find yourself dropping pounds without any changes in diet or exercise, it might be time to question what's going on inside. Thirdly, we tackled fatigue, a symptom that often gets chalked up to our busy lives. But if you're feeling unusually tired and cannot pinpoint why, it could be a sign of a worm infestation. We also discussed skin rashes. If you notice any abnormal skin conditions, it's crucial to not just brush them off as temporary irritations. These could be your body's way of signaling an internal issue. Remember our discussion about digestive issues? If you're experiencing unusual bouts of diarrhea, constipation, or other digestive problems, it's important to consider that these might be more than just a bad meal. Finally, we rounded up the discussion with signs ranging from unexplained fevers to anemia. These signs, while they may seem unrelated, could all be pointing to the same problem: worms. But let's not forget, these signs are just that, signs. They are not a definitive diagnosis. It's crucial that if you are experiencing any of these symptoms, you seek out professional medical advice. Our bodies are complex, and sometimes it takes a trained eye to spot what's truly going on beneath the surface. Worm infestations are more common than you might think, and they can impact anyone, regardless of age or lifestyle. But with knowledge comes power. Now that you are aware of these signs, you can be more vigilant about your health. Remember, it's always better to be safe than sorry. So, if you're experiencing any of these signs, don't hesitate to reach out to your healthcare provider.